So you're gonna have to pardon all of the birds that I didn't account for. It's springtime, so anyway, so the topic of today, the ambulance. Uh, I saw that video got a lot of views. That was a 1995 Chevrolet G30 ambulance, and G30, of course, is a one-ton. Excuse me. It's got the long body on it. It's a one-ton, and it's a really, really cool van. It's in really, really good shape. The body's not rusted out on it anywhere. Um, it had some surface rust on the front of the back fenders, but nothing bad. Uh, and so in that respect, it was in really good shape. The underneath of it, I crawled underneath it. I kind of showed a little clip of that, and it looked really clean too. So it didn't have any rust issues. Um, of course, it was locked, and so I could only show so much inside the um, inside the van because of the glare from the windows, or the reflection, I should say. The camera wasn't really picking it up, and so I was trying. It had a seat in the very back, and then I think it had two seats facing out the back of the van, facing back. Um, and Then it had two I can't talk, captain's chairs up front, and of course, captain's chairs, they swivel around, they're pretty cool. Um, so, you guys know that I really like old vans, particularly the Chevy vans of that style, and the square body vans. And although that one was the last year or second to last year, I can't remember, for that body style. So it was one of the newest of the square body vans. It was it's pretty cool. It's in good shape, so that's one positive thing to it. It did have the black trim around it instead of the chrome trim, and then of course it had the new style grill. And I don't have a problem with that grill, but if it were mine, I would probably put the 78 grill in it, which was actually the first year for the that square body style of those vans. And you can actually, if you modify some stuff, you can put a 75 style grill in those vans, but that's a lot of customization stuff, and I prefer the 78 grill, probably the best. And I'm not saying that I'm buying it or anything. I'm just saying that if I did buy it, some things I would change would be I'd put an old style grill in it, grill and headlights. I think you got to change some housings and stuff, but it's nothing that's like super major. Um, see what else? The wheels on it had newer chrome wheels on it, from, I would assume, like a pickup, and so it had the chrome wheels from the. It could have been a newer van, but I don't think those wheels were from that van. Let's see. Then of course the newer grill, so of course I'd switch out the grill. I got interrupted, so I might repeat some stuff. But so I'd put the older grill in it, and then the wheels. The trucks, a lot of those trucks had the steel rim with the metal dog dish hub that went in the middle, hubcap that went in the middle. And a lot of the 70s and 80s trucks had that, and most of the vans that I've seen had that, but this van doesn't have that, and so those are the wheels that I would put on it. I'd put more, and if those chrome wheels are original, I just don't care for them as much as the I'd have the white. They had a couple different colors, mostly white or black, that those steel wheels came in. I'd have them white because the van is primarily white. Now, like I said, that's a newer one than what I like, but I like it because it's a 1-ton, and it's in really, really good shape. Now, there's a guy that's in the local tractor club, and on 4th of July he brings some stuff in his van. His is probably a early 80s style van, Chevy van, of course, and his is just as nice as this ambulance, if not nicer. And then the inside of his is real nice. You know, he's got the wood paneling on it, and the curtains that are tied up in the shape of a diamond. You know, all the stuff that I would probably do to it, although I don't know if I would do that to the ambulance or not, because the one thing that I did like about the ambulance was that it was basically a normal van, just a shell, you know. It wasn't all done up nice inside, so I could haul stuff in it. That's one problem with the Tahoe that you can see in the background over there. One problem with that is the carpet. You know, I can't just, if it's raining, you know, and I see something, or that darn dishwasher that I picked up in the trash picking video, I didn't know that had water in it, because it was light anyway, so I assumed it had to be empty. And it wasn't empty because it had a bunch of water in it, because I spent a long time drying out the back of that truck after the dishwasher. So if I had a van, there's no carpet in the back of it, of course. That would be one thing. And one thing for hauling stuff in it, I really wouldn't want to have the paneling and stuff in there, because you know, I'd be afraid a hole might get poked in it. You know, I really like the wood paneling on the inside of those vans, but you know, I don't know. I'm afraid it would get a hole poked in it, you know, and that'd be a lot of work to, you know, measuring and cutting everything and putting it in the van, and then to have it get all scuffed up and get holes poked in it, you know. I don't know what good that would do, so probably wouldn't do anything special to the inside, although I'd probably put an older gauge cluster in it. It has the pretty much what a normal gauge cluster looks like, and I'd put the old, you know, the old gauges in the square body trucks were round, and I like those. Or if not the round gauges, the gauge clusters in the S10s and Astros were really cool too. Let's see if the camera will pick up. I think I'm trying to look in the camera backwards here, and it's not doing what I want it to do here. Can you see the gauge clusters at all, or is it dark? You can't really see it, of course, but you know, this style gauge cluster, so you can see it. If not the round gauge clusters that the old square body trucks had, I like the swoopy kind of curved gauges that the S10s and Astros had. You know, I think those are cool. So a couple different options for gauge cluster. All that stuff is money. So if the van was, you know, is pretty cheap, you know, I'd be okay with getting it, but if I was going to buy a van, I'd really rather it be an older one. But like I said, I can change all the stuff over so it appears like an older one. But primarily I'm still looking for a pickup truck, but you guys know I really like the old vans. So you know, I drive past that darn ambulance every day. Well, every day that I go somewhere, which at the current time is not every day, but whenever I go somewhere, generally I take 35 into Galveston and go that way. Well, I can go down what I don't know what the actual number is. Everybody just calls it Walton Road because it goes into Walton, but I could take that down to 18. That avoids going past the ambulance, but you know, I see that every day, so I can't really just be like, oh, I'm going to forget about it, you know. So it's tempting, but I'm still looking for a truck. I'll see how long the ambulance is there. I may call the guy just to see how much it is. Because if it's a really good deal, then we can make it work. But it, it's got a lot of potential, I guess is what I'm saying. So it's pretty cool. Tell me, guys, what you thought of it. If you watched the video, it got quite a bit of views pretty fast. So evidently that was a pretty popular video. So like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.